Hello, my name is Jason Boulette, and I'm coming to you live, unless, of course, you're watching this later, from Austin, Texas. I'm a local lawyer here who has spoken frequently on ethics, and today I'm going to talk to you about what the heck does officer of the court mean? Now, a little bit of background here, but before we get into it, I want to talk to you directly for just a second. It may be that you've signed up because you've got a deadline coming up and you need some ethics credit. And if that's the case, I pass no judgment whatsoever. But if we're going to be here together for an hour, I want you to pay enough attention, of course, to feel comfortable claiming the credit later, but also with an eye towards maybe learning something about the profession that interests you. I will not pretend to be a comprehensive authority on the subject of how we lawyers came into being, but I can tell you that that is what this presentation is about. So here's the background and the history. A few years ago, as I mentioned, I speak on ethics somewhat regularly. Someone approached me about doing an officer of the court topic, and there was no real guidance beyond that. It's just talk about what it means to be an officer of the court. And so I went looking for this phrase. Where does it turn up? And we're going to talk about a Supreme Court case that certainly uses the phrase officer of the court. I won't tell you it's the very first time it got used, but that's where it does, in fact, turn up, at least in U.S. jurisprudence. But in the course of looking for this, I started following the thread backwards. And the quest to find kind of where officer of the court came from turned into where did lawyers come from, which in turn turned into where did law come from? And we're going to give that particular question some fairly short treatment here, but it is where we're going to begin. So we're going to walk through very, very briefly kind of the origin of law at all, and then our place in it and how we got from, as you'll see, Athens to Rome to what I'll call the old world, you might understand as Western Europe, and then to the United States, and then to today. And there are themes I think you're going to see that emerge, and some of them may surprise you. Others may not. So without any further ado, here's where we start. All the way back in time, 24th century BCE, which I learned in writing this paper is before the Common Era. So I'm using the terminology that was used in the source material. I'm not making any other commentary beyond that. So one of the first recorded instances of law is 24th century BCE, the Code of